Hello, my name is Jerry Wise. I'm a marriage and family expert. I'm the director of the Center for Self-Differentiation in Carmel, Indiana, on the north side of Indianapolis. And today's video is entitled Taking Back Your Power for Adult Children of Narcissists. I've worked with hundreds of couples over my 35 plus years of helping marriages and families, and many of my clients have struggled with codependency, ACOA issues, adult children of narcissistic parents issues, and they often come and they are stuck in the relationship patterns and feel and believe their power is taken away by others. And that happens time and time again. I often hear these kinds of statements, and maybe you've made them yourself. I've certainly made them myself. I often hear the common refrain from clients of, my parents make me feel so guilty. My husband makes me feel worthless and unimportant. My friends make me feel ashamed. My sister makes me feel like I'm stupid. And my aunt makes me feel like I'm lazy. Makes me feel is what I want to talk about in this video today. Narcissists are very good at targeting people who can be made to feel a certain way, or they've been trained in a certain way growing up in their childhood to feel certain ways when the narcissist behaves in a certain fashion. Narcissists don't mess with people who are self-differentiated. They can't deal with this. Growing into self-differentiation is the process of beginning to realize no one makes you feel anything. You feel these things by choice. And the narcissist is a trigger or catalyst for this choice that we make. I remember how revolutionary a statement that was when I began to read it and began to experience it, because it seems so automatic. Those feelings of where I would interact with someone and then I would immediately feel an intense negative emotion. And I would go, well, obviously they're causing it. And not realizing there's a me in between their behavior and their interaction and my emotional response. There's a me in there that's also causing that to happen. Our goal is to put daylight between us and the narcissist and to de-enmesh with them emotionally. The more we are emotionally enmeshed with someone, the more we feel like they make us feel and think certain ways. If you have people in your life where you feel, they make me feel guilty, they make me feel bad, they make me feel as though I'm worthless, they make me think as though I'm unworthy. Thinking or feeling in an automatic way that way indicates enmeshment. And we need more daylight between us and them emotionally. I use an acronym to cover all the ways I help people to enmesh from narcissists and from others. And it's called BEDS, B-E-D-S. Behaviorally, in terms of our actions. Cognitively, in terms of our thoughts. Emotionally, in terms of our feelings. And then using a systems paradigm to begin to see the map far better and see the relationship inner workings far better than we were seeing it before. The more we can see those things, the more we can reframe and begin to get a detachment from people we are enmeshed with. So how do I help people gain emotional freedom and detach from narcissistic family members? Well, I use systems questions, or I use these particular types of questions. There are many like this. For example, if you changed for the better, what would be the downside? Then, whatever those downsides are, we heal the fears, guilt, sadness, loss of immature dreams, or a perfect fantasized parent, or that loving parent we always wanted. Oftentimes, when we do what we want to do and our mature selves, there are downsides to that, and the downsides have to do with our inner child. Our inner child becomes disappointed. And so we can begin to heal that so we can actually have our inner child and our adult self acting together as one. And it feels much different. If I did not, another example, if I did not invite my mother to lunch every Friday, as she always expects, it would be awful. And then I use this question, so what? I use the so what question. If I didn't call my father every day, he would be mad at me. So what? We need to begin to use these two words, so what? Look at the worst case and see that everyone would survive, the planets would stay in orbit, the sun would still come up, and actually, they might actually begin over time to get used to a new you. And in fact, that's what I believe actually happens. For example, if you've ever thought about being, have you ever thought about being what you fear? Question. If you fear being the bad daughter or the bad son or the bad parent, then become it. I would guarantee, again, that the world would keep spinning, the sun would come up every day, and life would go on in much the same way as it did the day before. One of the best ways to deal with I'm a horrible child or a horrible son is to just be the bad son and accept it. And it becomes neutralized. It doesn't matter. So what that I'm a bad son? Because I'm always fearing I'm going to be a bad son, I stay neurotically or unconsciously connected to that all the time. If I embrace it, I generally can let it go. And I challenge others to do with it what they want to do with it. Because I'm okay being a bad son, or if you're okay being a bad daughter, what's the parent going to do? Oh, well, you need to stop that. Well, how can I? I just am. I guess you'll have to deal with the real me. And actually inside I go, that's not such a bad me, really. And there are many other questions as well to help people begin to de-enmesh from those that they've become enmeshed with. So what can you do to start taking back your power and stop giving your power away to the narcissist? Number one, don't let your emotions run your life. While emotions may be important for healing, and may be important for professional healing, and may be important for living life, focusing on emotions are not good when dealing with enmeshed relationships or narcissistic relationships that we have, or unhealthy relationships. Most of your feelings you have resulting from the interactions with narcissists are false, or what I call systems feelings. They're not real feelings, they're systems feelings. They come out of the relationship system. And you are supposed to feel that to keep you in check. They're not your real feelings. They're the feelings you feel because of this interaction and because of the patterns between you and the narcissist. They are fake, not real. They are activated inside you to keep you subservient, and to keep you enmeshed with the narcissist. But they're not your true, real feelings. They are feelings that are supposed to keep you connected to the narcissist, either in a runaway or enmeshed way with them. Secondly, use these questions to analyze feelings you are feeling. Are the feelings I am feeling false or appropriate response to the situation for an adult? For example, if you've just said, I will not be attending the family gathering this week, and you feel intense guilt, this feeling is probably false and is created by a relationship you have with your family. No adult need feel guilt over choosing to do something they would like to do or they would not like to do as a mature adult, family related or otherwise. Or if someone grows up in a Catholic family and you say, I want to start attending the Baptist church, but I feel horrible guilt because what will my family think? But those are false feelings. They are not true feelings. They are false feelings because they come out of the interactional pattern with your family. I remember years and years ago, when I was a pastor and taught about like the 6 or 7 types of guilt. There's true guilt, false guilt, spiritual guilt, societal guilt, family guilt, psychological guilt. There's all kinds of guilt, but most of us take all of our guilt feelings as gospel, as the truth, as this is what's real. No, some guilt is false. Thirdly, work hard to make yourself safe and secure through your own efforts and friendships of your own choosing. If you are financially dependent on a narcissist, work to break that financial dependency. If you are isolated and your strongest social connections are unhealthy family members, begin to build other social networks and supports. Support groups, in-laws, healthy friends, changing churches, whatever you need to do to begin to build a support group for you. So you're not just totally dependent on unhealthy family members. Fourthly, when the negative tapes play over and over again in your head, for example, my behavior will cause my mother to have a stroke, you have always been the crazy one, don't you know that? Everybody in the family knows you're wrong. Why do you have to be so selfish or psycho? I mean, there's all kinds of tapes that can play in our head when we've grown up in unhealthy families. Stop the tape from playing. I know that's not always easy to do, but we do have to resist the tape. Get reality check from healthy friends, support groups, coaches, therapists, other helping professionals. Thirdly, check to see if you are depressed and your depression is causing the endless tape to play over and over again. Because one of the things we know about depression is that it has depressogenic thinking, which is very negative thinking that's hard to get rid of. Fifthly, begin to live a life of abstinence from love and approval, particularly love and approval from your family and the narcissist. Go slow. It takes an emotional backbone and the ability to go without love and approval of others to change us within a relationship. Now that's very important because we've kind of been addicted to this love and approval. Though we've never gotten it, we still are addicted to it, trying to get it. Or at least a pseudo-love or approval we might get occasionally. And so it keeps us coming back for our fix. Work on self-approval, self-love, self-care. Also use your healthy support group as positive reinforcement. They don't need anything from you. They don't require obedience or enmeshed loyalty like the narcissist does. They won't abuse you like the narcissist does. And if you mess up or you don't do what they say, they won't reject you like unhealthy families would. Rely less and less on the approval of your family or the narcissistic web which goes out from narcissists, such as the flying monkeys, like the Wicked Witch of the West sends out her flying monkeys to cause havoc on good people. The narcissist sends out family members or folks to cause havoc on people who are trying to change or get healthier. What I'd like you to do is to call me or email me, and I'll send you some information about my services and what I offer. I offer Skype or FaceTime counseling or coaching on the phone. We have clients all over the world. No longer are people stuck with the professionals in their area. They can use expert professionals for different needs. You can connect with the best experts online now. I want to thank you for watching today, and have a great day.